So we come back around to the idea of inspiration. And death. And of lessons and stories. Many can inspire you to do things, like good things, bad things, tangible, intangible things, even a story about the creation of a story made by 3 stories inspired by stories. Emphasis on stories. An old man known as the Tale Teller wants to pass his tales before winter comes, so he gets 3 chances to a jester, widow, and knight. The jester, not liking the jokes made by his stature, is reminded by the Tale Teller that his stature is what makes him a good jester, with a tale reminding him of his gift. The widow, lost in all hope, is reminded of hope around the corner with the tale teller telling a story saying just that. The knight has lost all of his drive as he lost someone close to him, with the tale teller waiting for the right moment to use his tales to cheer him up. Once done with each situation, the tale teller intends to give the story to that said person. Unfortunately, he fails at doing so each time, and eventually gets caught by winter. The 3 find the old man gone with the wind, and tell of the legacy for others to hear. The end. The story is fantastic. If you couldn't tell, the speed actually fluctuates several times in the animation, rather than being consistent rising of speed and feeling. Usually it's around the situations where he doesn't give away the book he so needed to give away. It's honestly quite sad to see the old man fail at his last mission when winter finally comes. The experience between each of the troubled townspeople are very uneven. The jester got a story, the widow got a brief summarization, and the knight got a couple of stories off screen. I do however see why some of the situations were like that, and I guess it tells a better story, but it does feel a little rushed. The characters were pretty interesting, albeit a little bit one note. Actually, they are one note. I won't say they're bad characters, as for as much time as there is in this animation, they did their roles fine. They are pretty generic though. The Tale Teller is pretty interesting, and I do see more importance in him than the other side characters, just not by much. The sound is pretty fine. While there was only one voice for all the characters and the narrator, I did enjoy how they were voiced. The narrator especially, with his accent and soothing deep voice.
And though with every shaking step his bones would beg him tarry, he pushed on through bitter cold, notwithstanding he was old, for he knew he must behold that the tales would be told, that he'd gathered o'er the world, and that he alone now carried.
The music is what drove the emotion, giving way to how dire a situation is, how joyous the moment was, stuff like that. God, I love the animation. It's very detailed and super clean. Everything feels so professional. The backgrounds are very detailed, and the character designs are also distinct while also not looking too ugly of trying to be unique. The animation is really smooth. I hardly see it as choppy or even lifeless. It simply tells of a great tale, about a teller of tales trying to tell tales, but in turn, creating a tale that tells something great.